Hello, my name is Jennifer Carlson, and I'm going to be providing a policy analysis from St. Joseph Community Consolidated District 169's salary and vacancy policies. Today's presentation is going to include information about the district, the demographics of the district's bargaining agreement and policy manual, 2 research papers, a vacancy and policy related to salary review, and then a conclusion along with the St. Joseph Community Consolidated School District 169 provides education services to pre-K through 8th grade students in the rural village of St. Joseph, Illinois. The administration's concerned about the ability to continue to attract and retain the top educators at the district as there's a nationwide teacher shortage. The district does not have high vacancy rates currently. However, it's noticed a decrease in the number of applications received when there's an open position. It's noticed that teachers are leaving the field to pursue other careers outside of teaching. There's an increase in the number of teachers retiring, and teachers are leaving the district for higher paying jobs in nearby districts. As a member of the district's Board of Education, I can confirm that this is the case. This is a concern, and especially since the pandemic. According to a USA Today article, nearly 9 in 10 school districts struggled to hire teachers heading into this current school year, and many potential hires were deterred by the low salaries. As the education employment field is becoming more competitive with fewer teachers in general, the district needs to be prepared by having salary policies that support being a top employer for educators. So a little bit of information about the district. 2 schools make up the district. The elementary school serves children pre-K through 4th grade, while the middle school serves 5th through 8th grade students. The 2 schools are on the same property and share many services, including transportation, maintenance, and special education services. The student body enrollment is 822 students with 85 staff, of which 54 are teachers. This organization has a great reputation for providing high quality education, as noted in the 23 Illinois report card. It's also known for attracting high quality staff that have remained employed in the district for a long time. St. Joseph is a village in Champaign County, and there are 3,888 residents in the village. It's located just 10 miles east of Champaign-Urbana, and the village prides itself on small town living with city access to the U of I, hospitals, 2 community colleges, great entertainment and nightlife, and a level 1 trauma center just 15 minutes away. So let's now talk about the demographics. Who makes up the St. Joseph community staff and students? The staff's race and ethnicity demographics are very comparable to the community and the student body, but it significantly lacks diversity. The St. Joseph community staff and students are all predominantly white, non-Hispanic. The district would benefit from hiring a more diverse workforce related to race, ethnicity, and gender. According to a College of Education news article, having a diverse educator workforce is essential. Although the number of Black and Hispanic students remain low in St. Joe, having a diverse workforce would benefit all students, including white students. In the case of St. Joseph, the district should encourage male educators to fill position, as this demographic group is underrepresented in the school. So next up, let's talk about policies. So a review of the organization's current policies related to human resources is necessary to get this started. So there are 2 sources that I looked at. I looked at the professionally negotiated agreement that's executed between the Board of Education and the St. Joseph Education Association. This was executed in May of 2021 and it'll expire in August. The employees that are covered in this agreement are the licensed teaching personnel. This document really defines a lot of employment terms for the licensed staff. The district has historically provided the same terms of employment to the non-licensed staff too, as it relates to benefits and salaries. The district also has a Board of Education policy manual. This is updated yearly based on the Illinois State Board of Education guidance. There's a committee made up of board members and association members and the superintendent that review those recommendations and then recommend approval from the full board. Both of these documents are available on the school's website for full transparency. So I looked at both of these documents as it's related to salaries and vacancies. And then I also did some research. I looked at two white papers related to teacher recruitment and retention. So the first one was the Illinois Educator Shortage and Employment Project. This is a research practice partnership to assess retention and recruitment. Data shows that the pool of qualified teachers and administrators is not meeting the demands of districts. Geographic areas serving low-income English learners and diverse learners are more likely to experience staffing shortages. That St. Joe would not fall into this category. Recruitment and retention could be positively impacted if the Illinois State Board of Education and legislator made learning how to become a teacher easier. There's also a suggestion that districts should work with universities to place student teachers in classrooms because there's a positive recruitment and retention effect in that case. Compensation remains a critical concern, especially when neighboring states have higher compensation. According to this survey that was completed, starting salaries for teachers vary significantly across the state. The minimum salary was $28,915 and the max was $61,000. High school districts, urban districts, and large districts have significantly higher starting salaries than their counterparts. When considering teacher salaries, it's necessary to consider the area's cost of living and the community's characteristics. And it's noted many times in this paper that comparing salary and teacher retention is complex. Salary is really only one variable. And then the second source that was reviewed was the Illinois Recruitment, Retention, and Recognition Project white paper. This report highlighted the lack of diversity in the teaching field. And related to teacher retention, sub-themes were found to be that teachers have enjoyable aspects of their job when their students are learning challenging concepts and when they have connections with their students and their peers. The most challenging aspects of teaching, salary wasn't so much mentioned, but more of the challenges in the classroom, dealing with student behaviors, dealing with students' home life, and feeling lack of support and having not enough time. This paper noted that teachers typically leave their schools or the profession due to school culture and stress related to accountability for academic growth. So after reviewing St. Joe's policies and then reading these two documents, I was able to really look at St. Joe's policies. So speaking about vacancies in general, for such an important topic, St. Joe's policy manual and bargaining agreement, really, both of those documents lack information on reducing vacancies. The current bargaining agreement does speak in a very limited capacity to vacancies, and this is more about how the principals will post a job vacancy when one is available on an internal bulletin board. Notices are also sent to employees who've been impacted by a reduction in force. So this is great because it provides an opportunity for teachers to relocate to a different classroom if they're looking for that type of a change. That's going to create employee satisfaction, but it doesn't really address the issue of having a vacancy because it's not increasing the number of educators that you have. At least the bargaining agreement mentions vacancies. The policy manual does not. So I would recommend that the board and administration look at a couple of things. Number one, revise their policy to include diversity quotas in the application process. Looking back at the information on the demographic slide, I think that is one way to increase diversity is to make sure that you're getting diverse applicants in the first place. And that also correlates with the third suggestion here on this slide with policy revision. There needs to be a broader outreach to diverse forums for different candidates. They can't just be advertising within the St. Joe community. There is an online consortium that the district is using to advertise. And that's great, but I think the outreach needs to be further. And then also, there needs to be a formal partnership with universities to create that pipeline from college to the classroom. And there's no mention of that in any of the policies. Next up was the salary policy. There is a salary schedule included in the collective bargaining agreement. The district's average salary is $59,500 annually. This is increased yearly from 2021 to 2024. Salary increases were 2%, 2.5%, and then 2.5% again. Salaries are based off of education and experience, and through a step schedule. There's only one increase throughout the year. There's nothing based on performance. So in the current school year, the lowest starting salary in St. Joe is just a little over $39,000, and the highest is just a little bit over $85,000. So it's also noted that to increase income, that several of the teachers have multiple roles at the school. So not only do they teach, but they're also doing bus driving routes, they're coaching, they're doing morning supervision in order to increase their income. So moving forward, it's going to be important to know how St. Joe compares to other districts in Central Illinois. They need to be competitive at their next round of negotiations, which is coming up in May of 2024. They must be in line with those districts. Overall, Central Illinois is got a lower district teacher salary compared to the state, but that's more than likely due to the working conditions. If you look at working condition policies, that might be a good other suggestion for the St. Joe district. Teachers work at St. Joe for the positive working conditions. What other revisions need to be made to support teachers? So in conclusion, I have on this slide the different revisions that I'm suggesting related to vacancies, student teacher, salary, and then working conditions. The next several slides are going to cover the references that were used for this paper. I have the two white papers along with some articles and some school websites that support the information that is obtained in this paper. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to your comments. Thank you.